Okay, hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. This is Don Brown here. This is my daughter Leanna Brown. We've been living in the Philippines for about almost 3 years now. So this video is going to be about, can you live in the Philippines for $800 a month? Write down in the comments if you think you can live in the Philippines for $800 a month. By the way, do you think you can live in the United States for $800 a month? Leave a comment if you think you can live in the United States for $800 a month. Well, for me, I lived in Virginia, and for $800 a month, I could have lived there on that, $800 a month. Well, that's just a little something to think about. Of course, California, these higher place states, there are a lot more. But in Virginia, where I came from, $800 a month is very possible. So before I answer the question, get a pen, pencil, paper, and you guys can start writing this down. All the costs. So your water bill is going to be about $5. Your Wi-Fi is going to be about $20. And that we have the service PLDT. That's the name of our service here. And that's a pretty good service. And your rent's going to be about $160 to $200. And let's see, your food is going to be about $200. Your transportation is going to be about $50. And then you got your visa. It averages out to be about $30 a month. And then you're going to have miscellaneous. That's about another $20. And then your electric bill. That's going to vary on how much you use your AC. But on the average, I would say you're looking at about $80. So once we add all that up, it comes to be $575. Stay to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you how to make another $100 a month doing absolutely nothing. So it comes to $575 a month, and that's just however the whole list I just gave you. That leaves you with $225 for going to the movies or whatever you want to do. Now, before coming to the Philippines, what I think you should do is you're going to need money. You really should come here with, say, $3,000. And you're going to want to, have some money in the bank just for like a ticket, an emergency happens, something happens, and you want to fly back to the United States. So you're going to need to have that kind of money saved up. And the other thing is, we're going to talk now about that rent, because there's a couple things when we talk about money saving up. Here in the Philippines, for the rent, you're going to need the first month's rent, a security deposit, and the last month's rent. So we need 3 payments. That right there is going to come up to be like $480. What you want to do is, say when you get here, you could rent out like a motel or a hotel, whatever you like. And then you're going to go to Facebook marketing and look up apartments for rent. And that's where you can find a whole listing of apartments for rent. Now, your food, that's going to be another thing we're going to talk about. The food what I found, and this is just in Virginia now, from what I found, is because you're thinking, you're going to come here to the Philippines, and you think things are don't cost much money. Well, surprise, because if you go to the supermarket, the supermarket's going to cost you, or it cost me anyways, the same amount that I was paying in Virginia. Their supermarket prices are the same. So what you can do is you go to have what they call open markets, and that's where you can buy meat and vegetables and things like that at a much lower cost than you do at the grocery store. So you can save yourself some money by just buying the things that they don't have out in the open market when you go to that grocery store. And again, in the Philippines, sometimes they don't have U.S. food. Certain foods that you like. For instance, they don't sell, like I haven't seen like a gallon of milk. It's usually powdered milk. But after using this powdered milk, I found even if I went back to the United States, I would be buying the powdered milk because it doesn't go bad. But these are just some things I've learned along the way.
There is milk, like regular milk though.
Oh, they do have milk?
Yeah. It's kind of like not like you don't have to refrigerate it though. I see them out like in the, I don't know what it's called, but they do have milk. But I don't know if it's like, it's not regular milk though.
Yeah, well, they got some kind of milk here, guys. And so we talked about that rent and about the food. And so we'll talk about that transportation. We'll talk about that for a little while, because I'm telling you that the transportation is, like $50 a month. And I'll tell you the ways to get around. It's going to be a Jimny, and that's kind of like a small bus. Or they have buses, or they have motorcycles, or they have tricycle bikes. That's like a actual bicycle with a cart on the side of it. They have those. Those are, some of the ways you guys are going to be getting around. So I would say that this is a thought. If you guys like to ride bicycles, you can get around pretty easy in the Philippines with just a bicycle. You really could. But then your next step would be you can buy a motorcycle here for about, this is a Honda, for like $1,000, but they do sell some, for like $700, other brands. But this Honda you buy, good quality, it's gonna last you, 5 years at least. Because I really think after a while, you get tired of. You just want to go out on your own. When you're taking some transportation, it's like sometimes you like to, you are in your car, you're planning something, and you just want to drive off somewhere else. Well, you really can't do that too much because you're paying this guy to go to the store or whatever. Or a thought comes into your head, you want to stop here or just go wherever you want to go, basically, what I'm saying. If you had your own motorcycle, you can do that. And, for $50, for $1,000, something that's going to last you, 5 years, that's a pretty good deal. And that's what I did find. One thing's cheaper in the Philippines is their motorcycles. The other thing is gasoline here is about $3.60 a gallon. So that's cheaper. There's cigarettes. You can buy a pack of cigarettes for like $2.60 a pack. So yeah, that's cheaper.
And their clothes.
Oh yeah, what are your clothes? Um, what do you think about their clothes?
Like
You
their
know.
clothes out in the. They have like these stores out in the streets, and they're just like, you'll come upon them sometimes. But they have. It's kind of like a thrift store, kind of, but it's like. They're pretty cheap, but they have like nice clothes. Sometimes you'll find.
I think some of the ones I've even seen you bought were name brand ones, brand new.
That was in the mall.
Oh, that was no.
But that was a thrift store.
Yeah, a thrift store.
Yeah.
So you can buy kind of new
Name-
clothes, name
yeah.
name
In
brand
thrift
at the
stores.
thrift stores. Yeah,
For pretty cheap too.
yeah, for pretty cheap. Now, so when you go to the mall, um, these girls do the shopping for their clothes, so I don't really know that. What do you think the prices for their clothes?
Are reasonable?
Yeah, are reasonable.
Yeah.
So what do you think on these malls? The cost when you go shopping there, are they quality? What do you think?
Kind of the same in a way, but like,
So your best deals you're finding are really out on the streets.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still find good stuff like you would in a mall, so
yeah, but you can save quite a bit of money.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Philippines. I mean, there's all kinds of vendors on the side of the streets. I mean, they sell clothes, phones, repair phones. They even have a place that there's a guy that'll fix your shoes. They have a lot of things, and that's where again you'll save some money on your food. Say you want to eat out. There's a lot of these instead of going to like a famous restaurant or a real nice restaurant. They have like it's kind of like a house, and then they've extended their land with a covering over it, and they have like where they barbecue all food, and they have a covering over it, and they cook their food outside, or some cook it inside even, and it's real reasonable. I ate at one of my videos you'll see. It's what I do on Sundays. It's a video of me eating at one of these places, so you can check out that video. In that video, I think 4 of us ate there for like it was about $11. So, and then about that Wi-Fi, Leanna, what do you think of? There's one thing about that Wi-Fi that I think we didn't talk about. So we got the Wi-Fi at the house, and then the other thing about the Philippines is that you have what they call a lot of blackouts. Not every day, of course, but you do have blackouts. And this is when, of course, if you have Wi-Fi, you lost your Wi-Fi. So, what do you think people should do as far as a phone and so forth when they come here?
You should definitely get a new phone because like you can't use an American phone here unless you have to get it unlocked. I don't know how you do that.
You can use the American phone like me.
Yeah, you can use it.
You can connect to any Wi-Fi.
Any Wi-Fi, but you can't get like a data service unless you get it unlocked. But if you do get a phone here, you can get like a pretty cheap one, and you can just get data just in case you have blackouts, and it's like $10, and you can like still text and call people. But they do give you like you can still go on social media, all that shit. Dude, can we cut that out?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Okay, what was I saying?
About social media.
Okay, yeah. And they can go on social media still with it.
Okay. Yeah, because they give you a little bit of.
Gigabytes or something?
Yeah, gigabytes. Yeah. Not much, but for $10 a month, I mean, I know that that'll last you all month texting. You know, that's for like when you guys say you got the Wi-Fi and you got that PLDT plan, which is really good. By the way, their service, you probably maybe heard in some videos that their Wi-Fi is not that good. It's come a long way, really, within even the last year that I've been here. Their Wi-Fi pretty much is doing good. I mean, sometimes they have problems because, like, this one company I have, it's getting so large, PLDT, it's getting so large that they have to add extra boxes in. And sometimes the line's down because they're just growing so much. But when it's up and running, it's really, we have no problem with it. So that's something to keep in mind. But having a $10 plan is not bad. It's something you guys, because remember, if you're out shopping and let's say it's raining out, okay, and remember our transportation is a motorcycle or a Jimny or any of these things, it's much easier for you to really just call a taxi and have them pick you up right at the door and put your groceries and stuff and drive you home. That'd be something, and then you got your phone with that data plan on to do all that. So as we're talking about this apartment, the one thing that you're going to have to remember is about furniture that you need in it. The other thing is what I've looked at for prices, like your refrigerator, your stove, those things, the prices are going to be about what you pay in your retail stores there. It's going to be about the same. It's not going to be too much less. Now you remember, if you're one or two people, you don't need a big refrigerator. The smaller the refrigerator, the less electricity. You don't really need a stove here. You can just get by with a hot plate. Maybe some things like that. But that is something you're going to have to keep in mind as far as your budget's concerned about your furniture, the things that you're going to need. So let's say, Leanna, you were going to move to the Philippines and you rented this apartment and now you moved in. How are you going to go about, say, getting your things now that you've lived here and everything? So you got your apartment, your lights are on, your rent's paid for. What do you want? What do you think we got to do? What'd you do?
I'd get all the stuff not at all the same time, because that's kind of stressful, because you gotta unbox the stuff, you gotta put it together. So really I just get a bed at first and couch probably, and just what is that called, hot plate?
Yeah, hot plate.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It'd be kind of stressful for me, honestly, having everything all at one time. It's kind of you can just do it over small periods of time. Is that the right wording?
Yeah, because sometimes nowadays things don't come together, and you get even a bed. I mean, you got to put that whole bed together.
Right, and if you're in an apartment and you have stairs,
right,
you're just gonna have bringing up all the stairs, and it's gonna take hours if you do it all at the same time. So
right.
yeah.
Plus, I think that if you took your time with this furniture thing, you wait till things are going on sales. Look for some sales.
Right. If you want to be
Right. Or you really don't have to buy brand new stuff. You could
right.
go on that Facebook marketing, and they'll reasonable prices there. You could find basically everything you need. I mean, I sold a couple things on Facebook marketing, so you could go there and get really good deals, and you don't have to worry about having them deliver it here because there's on Facebook marketing, again, you just look under deliveries and you call these people up and they got a truck. They'll go to the person's house. Of course, first you'll go over and look at it, and then you send the truck over there, and then they'll deliver it to your apartment. And you could even make arrangements with them, you know, if you don't know how to, if it has to be assembled or something like that, because they had to take it apart. The guys will put it together for you. So there's no, you don't have to worry about delivery. Delivery's no problem. They'll deliver it. You just go, like I said, go on Facebook marketing. But these are just some tips that, you know, if I was to move to the Philippines, you know, again, how I would do it, or if I was living here by myself, or, you know, you're just going to move to the Philippines, don't get overwhelmed by not having a lot of furniture. Because,
Right.
you're going to get get yourself a bed, whatever, maybe some fans, you want an AC. There you go. And your refrigerator, of course. Then, hey, everything will fall in place. Okay, so now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. And that's about, I told you, you can make $100 a month here for doing nothing. That's where that rent comes in. It's just a suggestion. It's something that I would think about now that I know, since I've been living here for a little while. When you look for a rent, you could look for like a 2-bedroom one, because that $160 rent has a kitchen, 1 bathroom, living room, and it's going to come with 2 bedrooms. So you only need 1 bedroom, because this video is on 1 person. So if you have that extra bedroom, you could put that on Facebook marketing to rent it out for $100 a month. That's just a suggestion. It's something to think about, but that is a way you could make $100 a month by really doing nothing. With all that said, leave some comments below. Thanks for joining this video. It's my daughter Leanna. Subscribe, like, share. We're going to catch you on the next one. We'll see you later.